Ladies and gentlemen, so welcome. It's Batman, as you guys can see. And I'm gonna be honest, I normally don't like tap into these type of things and like or even make videos or really care because let's be real, there's more relevant people that do this, so there's no point for me to do this. But this shit is like it's been pretty crazy. Let me put it that way. But some recent news came out, so we're gonna dive into this a little bit. And all I'm gonna say from what I've heard, the guy fucking basically did what he was being accused of, and unfortunately at that point, GG, rest in peace. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Seth 2.0 all over again. So we're gonna check this out and read and see just to see full in depth of what he's saying here. But this is just sad. You know, honestly, I'll give my honest thoughts before I even continue any further. It's really just sad. You know, fucking, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand the intellect levels these motherfuckers be having and how they could, you know, even get this far, you know, be millionaires, whatever, the popularity, the whole nine, and yet always do some weird, stupid ass shit. I'll never understand to this day. But all right, we're gonna read it real quick. So and if you guys don't know, I'll give like a little bit of context before. Basically, there's this one random dude that came out that apparently worked for Twitch, a Twitch employee, and said that Dr. Disrespect's a pedophile, whatever, blah blah, and he was banned for inappropriate conversation with a minor, or something like that, whatever. And basically, a whole fucking shit show went down, right? Chaos, you name it, the whole nine. And then basically, there was a lot of vague communication between everything. Even Midnight Studios, I think, got involved and they said their piece, whatever. Even that was really vague and weird and stupid and just left into interpretation territory, unfortunately. But then he finally decided to drop the icing on the cake. So he says here, the Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the fucking bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys at anything that I can be upfront about, and I'm always willing to accept responsibility. Okay, so that's already not really good to hear, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. Okay, that's what he's doing there. You might as well, especially if you did fuck up. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families, and I never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted, okay? So everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years, which I'll say my piece before we move on. With that whole thing, regardless, whatever it is, legal formalities, whatever you name it, to me, I think that's a bunch of fucking horseshit, because personally, regardless of whatever it is, right or wrong, you name it, like, I don't understand how that type of information is just gets hold in secrecy, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. For one, that's not fair to the public. Two, that's, you know, if there is anything even bad or remotely happening or whatever, then that's just enabling it in a sense, and to where it could even happen again, or so on and so forth. Overall, like, that's just not, to me, that's never, ever been a good thing with me, but that's just me personally. So I think that I'll never fucking understand. You know, I'll never understand. Even if someone is actually completely innocent, and the fact that it still has to happen, again, that's bullshit, and that's not even fair. You know? But if it's for someone that's guilty, again, that's bad as well, because then there's no accountability. There's no nothing. You know what I mean? So I can't stand that weirdo shit, because it's like, for one, that's just morally unacceptable, and any lawyers or whatever that are even involved with that, they're just as bad in my opinion. Two, okay, fucking, then when it came to Twitch, they're really fucking bad for even not even, like, doing anything about this. Let's just put that way. Like, that's just crazy how they still were willing to pay the contract and then just leave it there and keep everyone in the, you know, like, that's just ridiculous. But anyways, let's continue. So he says, okay, so, yeah, so everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but free is okay, blah, blah. So now that the two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. So, were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Okay, so he did talk with a minor. So were the real intentions behind these messages? Oh wait, were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. See, that right there is just unfortunately, that's really, really bad, dude. I'm sorry. And this is what I'll say. Like, again, this is kind of reminding me of the whole Seth situation. Like, sure, like, I understand that the fact that you could say things or whatever, you know, and say, whether if it's, there's comical intentions, you know, or whatever the fuck it is, or dark humor, or this or that, or blah, blah, whatever the fuck it is. The bottom line is, if you, like, especially nowadays, you can't say stupid, weird shit like that, bro. Or even better yet, I'll even say this. For one, even if that's not your intentions, to me that's still weird. Why do you even say shit like that? Like, there's so many ways to insult someone or troll someone or whatever the case may be, you name it. Why do you got to go to that direction, right? It's like you're asking for it, because obviously, reasonably so and understandably, anybody that was to see that could obviously perceive that as pedophilic behaviors and so on and so forth, you name it, you know? So that's just crazy. I'll never, ever fucking understand that. So it's like, regardless, what your intention or whatever, because obviously that'll be what's put into question in order to defend themselves and to be like, oh, I'm innocent, right? You know? Okay, sure. Because when it comes to intention, obviously we can't prove their intention or perception of it. We would have to have some substantiation or evidence to prove their intent or perception that they clearly were actually meaning that. You know what I mean? And if we don't have that evidence, we can't even do anything. We can't even say what's, you know, more probable, whatever, blah, blah. So that's just like a it is what it is type moment. But the problem, though, is the fact that that is in question, and the fact that we don't know, you can't shit on people for saying otherwise that you are. Because it's fair game at that point, right? You know, like, so like that's the craziest thing. And then most importantly, the fact that you said whatever the fuck it said, because we don't even have the messages or the convo for context or anything either, you know, the fact that whatever that even means, where you said the real intentions behind these messages, the answer is absolutely not. The fact that those messages were even given to begin with, verbatim at least what those messages are, like, for whatever it is, but let's say as an example, it's like, oh, like, George says, you look real sexy or something, or let's say he's even trying to be like fucking a dick and be like, you know, I'd fuck the shit out of you, you stupid bitch, or whatever, blah, blah, you know, something like that, right? 'Cause he's just trying to be, in a weird way, disrespectful, whatever, but not actually saying he wants to do that. Even if it's something along those lines or whatever, by definition, like, if you just look up Google, that would still be pedophile behavior. By definition, you know what I mean? So it's like, the problem is you still are. You know what I mean? Like, even if, like, that's not your intention or your you know, whatever, that still makes you one, though. That's the fucking problem, you know? Like, because you're doing that as either as an insult or whatever it is, you know, whatever the fucking reason, justification is, you know what I mean? That's the problem, you know? So no matter what, like, sure, even if your intention may not be that, and it was something else entirely, whether if it was comical, whatever it is, you know, again, that doesn't solve the problem. You still said and did something that the entire world can obviously take however they want and spin it now, right? And by you doing those statements and words, unfortunately, by definition, that would be the case. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, again, rule number fucking uno. Don't do that shit, period. Like, you don't fucking do that, you know? Like, I'm sorry. Here's the best part. Like, minor, adult, whatever. If you're mad at someone, or you don't like them, just fucking roast them in any other way or whatever. Or troll them in any other way. Why do you gotta make it sexual, bro? Like, that's fucking crazy. You know? But anyways, alright, so let's keep moving it forward. So that's already an L. Where they're... Okay, yeah. So let's read further. So there, these were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Again, what the fuck does that even mean? That's very vague. Okay? And then nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed, yada yada. Which I will say this. This I do know, and someone actually made a point of it because he's in California, and based upon their laws, you guys can go look it up, the statutes, whatever you name it. If there was a crime that was committed or whatever, so on and so forth, he would have been arrested. Like, that is a thing. What's it called? So if you guys want to go look that up and see how that is, if you even say certain things or if you're doing certain actions, whatever, you know, then you'd be arrested as a pedophile, and that would be it, right? Right on the spot, that's in, you're done. So the fact that there was that or whatever you name it, in a sense, that helps in a way, but it doesn't mean necessarily he didn't commit any, you know, actions that could still be deemed, you know, pedophilic and whatever, so on and so forth. So I will say that at the very least, you know, he wasn't arrested, so there is at least that. So him saying no crimes were committed, that's, you know, I could see why that would be the case. But at the same time, I will say this, let's be real, how many times has someone done or said or done things, whatever, that is a crime and yet nothing happened? So who knows, maybe it was because they didn't give a fuck or they didn't want to prosecute him or whatever the bullshit is, right? So there's that too. But anyways, so I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. Now, from a moral standpoint, I absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. Okay, so at least he takes responsibility with not even doing the conversation to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, a husband and father. It should have never happened. I get it. I'm not perfect, and I fucking own my shit. This was stupid. Now, with all that said, don't get it fucking mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. No fucking predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me fucking knows where I stand on those things with those type of people. Fuck that. That's a different level of disgust that I fucking hate even hearing about. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst with your exaggerations. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. And so I'll say this on here. I'll say this. For all we know, he more likely isn't. You know what I mean? He's more likely isn't a fucking pedophile, and that's not actually what he is as a person, yada yada, whatever you name it, blah, 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 right? And I get that. But again, the problem, because unfortunately we don't have the convos, whatever you name it, you still had an appropriate conversation with a fucking minor. That's the problem. You know, like, it is what it is. Even if you may not be, it doesn't mean the acts or whatever you said that you did wasn't still by definition that. You know, that's the problem. Like, it is what it is, bro. You know, like, I don't know what to fucking tell you. But anyways, but I think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. To my team, my community, and industry friends that have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said all this sooner. You guys have always showed me and my family love and support through all these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the fucking best community in circle, and if any of this has made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you have always been greatly appreciated, okay? But trust me when I say this to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real life experience. I don't give a fuck about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement and think I'm a piece of shit, that's fine, but I'm not fucking going anywhere. Well, let's be real. I'm gonna be real with you right there. That is, no matter what, even if he was, like, guilty as fuck or not, whatever, no matter what, he would still be around. The man's gonna still be able to stream, still make fucking millions, still have his big-ass fan base. That is absolutely a fact. Bro, it doesn't matter, bro. Motherfuckers can commit crimes, whatever you name it, to this day, and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody. You know what I mean? Again, set the programmer as an example. That motherfucker's about to hit 1 million subs. Still making fucking tons and tons of money, bro, after everything. So that's absolutely fucking true. But that's kind of a weird flex at the same time, though. But anyways, so... Yep. So... Alright, yeah, he says that, and I'm not the same guy that made this mistake all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear? Yeah, fucking right. So, okay. So, alright. So, yeah, he's basically, in a nutshell, he owned up to what the allegation was, but then basically said, that's not who I am as a person, whatever, you guys can paint whatever picture you want. and I'm not going anywhere, and I'm still gonna, basically be able to do what I fucking want, and name it, make millions, and yada yada. Which, again, in that part, he's absolutely correct. So, overall thoughts, what I would say, unfortunately, this is just really bad. This is very, very bad. And the fact that he's not even showing the receipts, or even like, oh my god, my fucking stomach just hurt out of nowhere. The fact that he's not even showing the receipts or even showing the convo, that is also a little weird in my opinion. I don't know, maybe because there's some legal type thing that he still can't show that, but he can at least, talk about it in a sense. Either way, bottom line is that's just getting into a territory that I just don't give a fuck about. So, overall with this whole thing, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. He's on the list at this point. Like, it is what it is, man. I don't know what to fucking tell you. It is what it is. I don't, for me personally, again, that's just weird to me. I don't fuck with that. And then two, most importantly, it's, I just don't understand why people do that shit. I really don't. Because, like, again, it's just what pisses me off the most. It's like even if they may not be that type of a person, again, why would you even go to those lengths and do shit like that? Like, I don't understand, bro. There's so many ways to go about that, Like, I don't fucking understand that. And that's what pisses me off the most, Like, I don't know, man. It's just sad. It's really, really sad. Because in a simple consensus, he more than likely isn't a fucking one, whatever you name it. Like, let's be real, he has a fucking wife as well. You know what I mean? She was literally going to leave him and so on and so forth after he cheated on her and so on and so forth. Let's be real, him doing this shit, whatever it was, right? If he actually legitimately, like, it was fucking like that, she would have been gone and took the fucking child in a fucking heartbeat, Or better yet, he would even been more than likely arrested as well, you name it. So, like, again, he more than likely isn't as a person, but he still made whatever that inappropriate conversation is. And the fact that it can even be perceived as that and so on and so forth, you're done, bro. You're done. It is what it is, It is what it is. And unfortunately, because again, we don't have the fucking receipts or whatever, I can't give my further thoughts and logic on it, but if it was anything even remotely of, like, saying, again, regardless of what the intention is, comical, dark humor, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Whatever it is, that's it. You're done. You know what I mean? Like, if it was said in any way that could be, like, really weird and sexual, you know what I mean, to where that could be perceived to be in a serious note and not, any other intention or whatever, I'm sorry, you're done. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Because unfortunately, I guarantee there is no further substantiation or any amount of evidence to show clearly what the intention is or, what it was about a blah, blah, you name it. So I give an example. Let's say you're, for whatever retarded reason, you're doing a bunch of dark humor or whatever, or just saying these weird fucking sexual shit, and even though you're talking with a minor, and then towards the end, towards, like, the end of the conversation, you make it clear, by the way, I'm just joking around because I know you're probably going to be like, blah, blah, or try to say some bullshit, whatever, blah, blah. And you clearly emphasize, like, what your intent actually is. That at least, therefore, will put into perspective with the context of the whole situation that clearly that's not what you're doing. This way, people aren't able to do that to you. But again, I guarantee you he didn't do any of that either. So, he's fucked. Again, I said it before. That's why it's fair fucking game. And again, you cannot put other people down. You can't get upset or mad that they're now labeling you as a pedo, or better yet, just for business and professionalism and to play it the safest way possible. The fact that this even is remotely a situation, to now for them to want nothing to fucking do with you. Like, I don't know what the fuck you expect, So it is what it is. But well, that again, that's kind of sucks. I'll be honest. I didn't watch all his stuff or whatever, because I really, really love the guy, whatever you name it, yada, yada. The only reason why I ever, was watching his stuff and checking out his stuff is because of, when he got pissed. I loved his angry montages and compilations or even things that people made. That shit would crack me up, bro, seeing him get mad because he was just so ass at video games. You know what I mean? That was, only one of the reasons why I would even watch his stuff here and there way back then, whatever, blah, blah. And things like that. Sure, he had some entertainment values here and there too, but it's whatever, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be blatantly honest with you. Out of any streamer and YouTuber I've seen, the only people I've ever really actually dedicated myself to watch just purely for entertainment or enjoyed wasting my time watching shit was literally like people like Markiplier, Jack, and things like that. Anyone that has like at least similar hobbies or interests that I really liked and enjoyed, and I just really like synced and vibed with, like those are the people that I invest my most time. But people like Nick Merckx, Dr. Disrespect, and yada yada yada, whatever, Tim, whatever it is, you know, I've just never really cared. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, sure, they can be entertaining, but the only shit I ever fucking watch is whenever they're all just getting mad or fucking pissed and yada yada, you know, and so on and so forth. So Nick, on the other hand, he there's like certain behavioral tendencies he has that is actually pretty funny. But other than that, that's basically it. You know, it was never to the point where it's like, oh my god, you know, he was one of my, you know, diehard, you know, YouTube people that I used to watch and blah blah. Like friends, like let's say I found out Mark did some crazy shit or Jack, that would suck. That would personally suck for me. You know what I mean? That would really suck, because that I actually like do watch your shit, whatever, you know, you name it, the whole nine. So it is what it is. Like, it's not like a, oh my god, this sucks, horrible thing, but at the same time, it's like, damn. You know, it's like, damn. Like, fucking A, man. It is what it is. I guarantee, though, how much you make a bet, everybody's going to be cutting ties with them, though. Like, they're going to have to. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Anyone on Twitch, anyone on YouTube, Tim's more likely not going to be doing shit with him no more. Nick as well, all of them, because they all made it very clear, unless they saw the facts and knew everything, whatever, blah, blah, you name it, and so on and so forth, then therefore they could be able to make the decision there, and they would even admit that they were wrong, you know? I think Tim didn't even just get into it at all. I think he just stayed very neutral and like just didn't want to get into the drama of things. And then Nick Merckx, he made a recent video and basically just made it clear, like, he doesn't think he's like that, whatever, blah, blah, yada, yada, but until he sees the facts, he's not going to make any, you know, remarks or whatever, because that's not fair to him, you know, which is reasonable, you know? So, it is what it is. But he did say in, like, towards the end of his video, that if it was legit and he was wrong, then that's it, you know what I mean? And he would even admit it. So, and unfortunately, seems like it is the case, you know? It is what it is, and the only rebuttal and defense doctor had was, oh, that's not my intention, though. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, but sure, it may not be, but you still did it, and you know, yeah, I guarantee you don't have any substantiation that wasn't your intent. So I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, so again, like the best thing you could even use to advocate for his defense is the fact that his wife is still with him and the fact that he wasn't arrested. But that's about it. You know? So, and even that is a whole other can of worms. So it is what it is. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. I didn't show all the context and all the other previous stuff that happened on Twitter and whatever you name it, because if you guys have even been keeping up with this drama to begin with, there's so many huge YouTube channels that are covering it, like Critical Moist, whatever you name it, blah blah. So if you want to know like all the fucking details, go check that out, whatever you name it. And better yet, just go on fucking Twitter. You can literally see it all. It's all there, you know? So, yeah, this is just crazy. This is absolutely a fucking L, though. So, but anyways, as always, guys, make sure you leave a like. Comment your thoughts down below, what you think as well. Subscribe for more content to the channel. And, hey, Doc. I hear you like them young, you know? All right, bye it out. Peace.